Welcome, everybody. So today, let's take a look at one of the more popular weight loss programs, diet programs in the industry right now. It's making strides everywhere. You're seeing commercials on it on TV. You're seeing commercials on your Instagram, on your YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, probably all those ads saying, I woke up one day and I was 60 pounds overweight, and then now I've lost all that weight, and it's due to NOOM. So if you haven't heard about that, then you probably just have not been searching for weight loss or diet products, because if you do, the algorithm will pop this up for you to see. So NOOM, those of you listening, I'm just on their website. It is NOOM, NOOM.com. So they have some products that they offer, and their products are going to be weight loss, relieving stress. But usually weight loss is what everyone wants. And what this is it's a coaching program to help with weight loss, self-confidence, self-worth, self-value, because they do more than just track your food or track calories, more than weighing, and they actually help with the psychology. So if you like Google what is NOOM, NOOM is a subscription-based app for tracking a person's food intake and exercise habits. The company is known for its emphasis on behavior change and mental wellness. It's established in 2008. So it's very popular with those who search for like Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig, which those really just focus on calories and putting points on certain types of foods rather than like really the foods themselves and how they may make you feel, right? Or how your body feels. I know they have Weight Watchers meetings and such, but there's a reason why you're on it for the rest of your life, and you always have to go through these meetings, because you really it hasn't taught you how to have that self-value, self-worth, or even the skills to be able to manage your weight and eat properly. So yes, you do require skills. Eating healthy nowadays is a skill. Back when we were hunters and gatherers, it's not a skill. I mean, the skill is to hunt, right? To kill. Now the skill is to avoid these processed foods. A skill is to meal prep or cook, to know what nutrition comes from which food groups. What do we need? What do we not need? What are we allergic to? What are we intolerant to because of changes to environment or our polymorphisms? So there's so many different reasons why we are trying to develop skills to better our diet. So first off, like the description said, it's a subscription based. So NOOM will cost you $60 a month if you pay month by month. I believe $200 if you pay like an annual rate. So let's see, like $200 for like a couple of months or something. But anyways, that really doesn't matter too much. So this is where I want to go anyways. So if we go to their website, click on weight loss, what we want, they're trying to help you make healthy choices by giving you lessons from different wellness coaches. And again, I'm not the biggest fan of like wellness coaches. Nutritionists, I prefer. Sports nutritionist, but I'm not the biggest fan of wellness coaches. That's literally you paying for a friend, and that's kind of dirty. So I just prefer to have a sports nutritionist that's going to be there to guide you, and someone that is actually going to care about you, right? So these people, obviously they're going to care about you because you're paying for them, right? So, but again, they may not be the sharpest tool in the shed when it comes to nutrition. They are also learning from whatever database NOOM is using. So that's how they gain in nutrition, and that's how they have a culture of the same ideas, right? We see this in corporations as well. You go into a GNC, into a vitamin shop, everyone has kind of roughly the same knowledge, unless they are taking their knowledge from that they learned in school or certifications or I guess like self-study, self-mastery. So you find a dime in a dozen, right? So the other product that NOOM offers would be the motivation. So again, just like the wellness coach is going to be there, support group, it's going to be there. Just like Weight Watchers has a support group, this is all going to be on, I'm assuming a social media platform, that it's going to be private, that you pay through the app. And also you track your food. So just like every other fitness coach out there, every other nutritionist, you can't lose weight unless you know what you're consuming, and you have to be able to be consistent. At least if you're inconsistent, if you're consistent being inconsistent, you're going to have results. Pretty much that means like if you're weighing your, like if you are weight, or like you're saying, okay, this bag of rice that's prepackaged is 100 grams of carbs, and you track 100 grams of carbs every single time, even though that bag is actually maybe 70 grams of carbs, at least every single day you're accounting for that to be 100 grams of carbs, and your net weight loss or weight gain is dictated upon how many calories or carbohydrates that you're eating that day. So at least it's going to be consistent the entire time. So you would know, oh, hey, maybe I'll just eat half of that bag. And then now you start to see weight drop. And even though the number may be wrong for the amount of carbohydrates that you're eating, at least it's there as a measurement tool of data, so that we can use that because you've been consistent with it. So what you wouldn't want to do is like the first month of weighing your food and such, like you would just not weigh the prepackaged thing of rice. You just go by what's on the back of the label, which is a terrible idea. And then the next month you actually go and you dump it out into their bowl and you weigh it out and you're like, oh crap, I haven't been eating that much carbs. And so now that gets tricky with your mind, because now you're like, oh, I could be eating more carbs because I was having more success. Well, there might be another food that you were not weighing that had less carbohydrates, or like you were weighing it, or you logged it in as being less carbohydrates, but it actually had more. And so now it balanced it out. You see what I mean? So you be consistent with one type of food tracking. So NOOM for sure has it correct. You need to weigh your food. You need to know what 6 ounces of chicken or 6 ounces of steak looks like, 8 ounces of steak, what 300 grams of rice looks like, things like that. You need to be able to visually to make a good guesstimate, because you don't want to be always carrying around a food scale with you every time, because again, that's not really applicable to have in life every single day. Like, I don't weigh my food anymore. I've been doing it so long, I can just eyeball it. I'm fine. So again, the website continues to just say, hey, we're going to focus on the psychology, helping you have a better self-esteem and value about your body. So we don't want you to have body dysmorphia. We don't want you to gain any type of comparison to another person. You need to be able to compare yourself to yourself and how you previously were and where you want to be, where you want to feel comfortable. Because being too skinny can be very uncomfortable. Being too large, very uncomfortable. Being too muscular, very uncomfortable. So they also give you a list of foods of what's good and bad. There are good and bad foods. I'm not afraid to say that. Inherently, there are going to be things that you're like, hey, Crisco tub of lard, and I dip my chips in there. That's a bad food choice. Like, you can't beat around the bush. A grilled piece of salmon versus a piece of salmon with oil that's been pan seared at a restaurant. Obviously, that's a poor choice. That's a bad choice versus the grilled salmon without the extra oils in the pan sear. So there's good and bad foods. However, I do not agree with the food choices that they say what is good and what's bad, and we'll go to that in a second. Personal coaching, so again, helping you set goals. You can't go anywhere without goals. So if you start on a journey and you need to take a road trip, you'll be driving endlessly until you get to the destination. So usually you have a destination in sight before you even leave your house. Hey, I'm going to go get gas. You don't just leave your house and be like, oh, I'm driving around. And then you're like, maybe I should get gas. And then you come back home and like, oh crap, I should have got gas. Like, you need a goal, you need a destination, and it'll make everything a lot easier in your life, and you have some direction. And also those coaches can help direct you as well. And then again, they just focus on progress. So baby steps, step by step by step. That way you can make your short-term goal and then go to your long-term goal and then make it a habit, and you will forever be able to manage your food and your health and your weight. So now going back to the food choices, this is where I disagree with NOOM, because green is good, yellow is okay, and red is less preferred. It's more of your bad because it has maybe bad nutrition. The problem is they say like it lacks nutrition. So they put red meats in here. Let's get this straight. Red meats contain everything that you need to survive. It has all the essential fats. It has all the essential amino acids that you need. There's not an essential carbohydrate. So for you to be able to put the fact that green foods is whole grains, that's totally false. You're just false. You're lying. You have one way of thinking, and you are trying to force that upon that person because you are giving them this food group, right? So you're saying green is good, yellow is eh, and then red has really no nutritional value to it. It's going to hurt you in the long run when you consume it all. You can't put red meats in with processed foods. That's just total lies. So stop lying to your clients, stop lying to the consumers, stop lying to the industry. You're having your biased opinion about your own diet, and you're reflecting that upon those who join your group. It's not going to be sustainable. So that's where you're going to be misled. That's why it's a subscription base. You're going to fail at your goals of building muscle, sustaining weight loss, keeping your hunger cravings at bay. You're going to fail at it. You just are. I'm guarantee you. That's why you're paying month by month by month by month. You know, you're going to be there because you need help to control your appetite. You're going to be there because you can't seem to lose that last weight. You're going to be there because you're feeling like you have some sort of hormone or adrenal dysfunction. That's going to be the issue. Nowhere in their little program does it even suggest for you to get blood work. So I mean, so that should tell you right there, like you're not working with a nutritionist. I'm sorry, or even a wellness like professional like medical staff. You're working with wellness coaches. You're working with someone who went online and took a 2-day class, and then you now they're like telling you how to eat and perform. I mean, just for kicks and giggles, I did NASM, the NASM nutritionist certification. I didn't even read it. I read 0 of it. Click, 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 click. You can ask my wife. Click, 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 click. And I passed it. I got like a 98 or something. But yeah, that's without me even reading it. So those same people are going to be saying, oh, I'm a professional wellness coach. I can teach you how to lose weight and keep it off and be a psychologist, right? That's totally false. Red meat, proteins should be up here in the green. I don't know why they have full fat cheeses on here. Like there are low fat options. There are like kefir should be in the green. I mean, they put things that have natural probiotics in there for healthy digestion and healthy absorption of calcium and vitamin D, vitamin A. I mean, vitamin A, like we've already went over this. Like this is going to be, vitamin A is vital for your lung protection, for your lung health. Vitamin E, vital for your lung health. You have these whole grains that if you go to the grocery store, they're fortified whole grains. That doesn't make any sense. So if they're so valuable in nutrition and so high, why do you need to fortify them? You don't go and buy red processed or red meat. You don't go buy a piece of steak and it's like, oh, it's fortified with vitamins and minerals. No, they don't fortify it because it's already in there. So if you want to feel better about yourself, you kind of need to do the opposite of this, except for this processed foods. This just needs to be revamped. Like your green foods should be red meats, white meats, fruits, some fruits and some veggies, and we should kind of clarify that, and then some dairy products. And then again, if you're lactose intolerant or you have an allergy to lactose, obviously you don't need it. If you have an allergy to chicken, don't eat it. You put eggs in there. If you have an allergy to egg albumin, don't eat it. Duh, like that's the same thing. I'm allergic to penicillin. I'm not going to get a freaking penicillin shot because I'm allergic, even though it might be better for my health to prevent infection, right? So yeah, red meat should be number one. that you should be eating, that you should consume at least, right? This legumes, again, that should be in the red. But it literally makes zero sense. They're saying that red meats and lean meats are totally different. I'm sorry, but red meats, you can have a lean red meat. So you can have London broil red meat. That's really, really lean. In some instances, there's some pieces of steak that are just as lean as chicken without the skin, right? So you can't sit there and put these lies out there for these people that are paying you subscription. They're paying you for a product, they're paying you for your service, and yet you are giving them half of what they need. So you're trying, Noom, you're trying, but you're failing. You're lying and you're hurting the industry. You're hurting the industry just like how Weight Watchers hurts the industry, just like how Jenny Craig, just like how all these little subscription-based ones hurt the industry. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. We even see it in Weight Watchers spokesperson, Oprah Winfrey. She has gone through more ups and downs than a roller coaster. So I don't know who your spokesperson is, Noom. I don't know who your staff is for education, for even suggesting blood work. Like, that's the other thing, man. It doesn't make any sense. Like, go to like Hormone Health and Wellness, go to Merrick Health, go to freaking your wellness clinic, and then go to LabCorp and get your stuff done. Go to Private MD Labs, click whatever you need, go to LabCorp, go to Quest, whichever one you want to go to, get your blood work done and get it read by a professional that can read your lab work and kind of give you some answers, right? Fill in the voided gap with the nutrition there. You'll feel better and you'll save money. So leaving it there. Let me know your experience with Noom. If you've ever used it, if you believe that red meat is the worst food out there, that's so bad that it needs to be fortified with vitamins and minerals. Let me know your opinion about whole grains. Like, do you see a whole grain that has not been fortified with vitamins and minerals in our shelving in our grocery stores? I'm just wondering. I don't see you eating a bale of hay. So leaving it there. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Love me, hate me, doesn't really matter, but trying to help you out. So leaving it there. Talk to you guys.